How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of Schmoedown Central. I'm your host, Brad Thomas. We are getting into it. The titles were on the line, both the singles title and the team titles. Big matches going down on Tuesday and Friday, so let's get into it and break these ones down. On Tuesday, we had the singles title on the line. Rachel Cushing, the challenger, coming in with a record of 4-1 with 3 knockouts. The number one contender versus Samm Levine, coming in with 8-4, 2 knockouts, trying to defend his title for the first time. In round 1, we saw both competitors going back and forth, trading punches, and both competitors went 6 for 8 in the first round, making this a very competitive game. In round 2, Rachel was up to spin first. She spun a strength of hers in fantasy sci-fi, goes 4 for 4, and gets a perfect 8 out of 8 points scored. A solid round to put the pressure on Samm Levine. And Samm Levine was up to the task. He spun Martin Scorsese movies and goes 4 for 4 and gets another possible 8 out of 8 points. 2 big rounds and made for a very enjoyable match, and these title matches going close makes it very, very interesting. 14-14 going into round 3, the betting round. Category was spun and it was 2000s movies. Rachel bet 2 points, Samm bet 3, and Rachel ends up getting it correct, gaining the 2 points, but Samm also got it correct and gained 3 points. A big key moment here to get Samm Levine the slight edge going into round number 4. Round 4 is where everything began to change, as Samm Levine was very fast on the buzzer and goes 5 for 5 in the speed round, edging out Rachel by inches on multiple questions, and ended up getting the lead at 22-16 going into round 5. It was an uphill battle for Rachel going into the 5th and final round, where Rachel was up first to answer her questions. She had directors in her first question, and that she got correct. In her second question, she had crime movies, again getting that one correct. But in the third question, she had Angelina Jolie and could not come up with the correct answer. An unfortunate thing, could not come up with the Beowulf answer to get it correct, as Samm Levine wins it via TKO 22-21. Very, very solid games from both competitors. Both of them were championship worthy, but Samm Levine comes out on top. He improves his record to 9-4 with 3 knockouts now. Goes 16 for 18 for 89%. As for Rachel, again, a very commendable round. Her record drops to 4-2 with 3 knockouts and goes 13 for 16 for 81%. This makes Samm Levine the only person to go 5 for 5 in the speed round, and makes him the first singles competitor to win 6 matches in a row. An impressive feat for Samm Levine, who continues his hot streak coming off of last year. As for Rachel, she may get a title shot soon. We'll have to see what happens, what Emma Fyffe decides to do with her Fyffe club, and who she kind of picks to have a title shot. Will she pick the Shire Wolves to go for the team titles? Will she pick Rachel to go for the singles belt? Will she pick Andreyko to go for the Inner Geekdom? It's hard to say what's going to happen next, what Emma Fyffe decides to do, but again, Rachel's still on that edge. She'd probably maybe drop down maybe a spot in the contender spot, but again, she will be back, I guarantee it, to go for this title after a very impressive showing in this loss. But again, strong game from Rachel nonetheless. Then on Tuesday, we had Top 10 versus the Patriots, round 3. Top 10 coming in with a record of 9-4 with 3 knockouts. The Patriots coming in at that undefeated 8-0 record. Will this be their first loss? Let's find out if that was the case. Round 1 was kind of an average round for most of the competitors, aside from Jeff Snyder. Matt Nose goes 4 for 8, along with JT also going 4 for 8. While John Roca went 5 for 8, but Jeff Snyder with the standout in round 1, going 7 for 8 in this round to give the Patriots an 11-9 lead heading into round number 2. And in round 2, the Patriots are up to spin first, and they ended up spinning movie quotes. Could have been a very difficult category, but they knew all the questions in this round. Go 6 for 6 and get a 12 out of a possible 12 points. You would never think that would happen in a movie quotes category, but it was the case today. As for top 10, they end up spinning Tarantino movies. They again go 6 for 6, but did have to go to multiple choice on 2 questions and get a 10 out of a possible 12 points. Still not a bad round, but it does put them at a little bit of a detriment heading into round 3 at a score of 23-19 for the Patriots. And round 3 is where everything changed. Westerns was the category that was spun. Top 10 bet 3, the Patriots bet 1 point. And this is where things got really, really crazy. Patriots end up getting this one incorrect and lose that 1 point, and Top 10 ends up getting it correct, but you see Roca write down something at the last second, potentially after the buzzer. He flips his board around, He claims it says Jane Fonda. It's hard to say if it was or was not. You can kind of maybe see Jay Fonda. It's difficult to say, but Rocha did not write it down in time. Christian Harlow had to take in everything that happened in that round. Lots of craziness ensued. It was mind-boggling, and they end up getting rid of that question and doing an entire respin. I'm personally not sure if it should have been a respin. Maybe should have just stayed in the Western category. But at the same time, on the flip of that, then you do know what everyone's betting, and they could try to change the bet. So it does create for a little hairy situation. So it's tough to say what the right call was, but this was the call that was made, and that is the call that will stand. And on the respin, Will Smith was the category chosen. Top 10 bet 3, the Patriots bet 3, but it was the reverse of that. The Patriots end up getting 3, top 10 ends up losing 3. And this was a big key turning point in this match. Had that other challenge not gone through, it would have been a tie game, but instead it was an uphill climb for top 10 going into round number 4. And in round 4, you could tell that what happened in the last round did affect Team Top 10 as they were rusty in the speed round. Jeff got the first question right. Rocha got his second question, but then Rocha ends up losing a point on the third one. Jeff gets another one on the fourth, and then Matt Nose loses it on the fifth one, and Top 10 ends up being knocked out at a score of 28-15. The Patriots improve their historic run to 9-0 and get that first knockout for themselves. They get 20 out of 25 for 80%. As for Top 10, they drop now to 8-5 with 3 knockouts. They go 16 for 26 for 62%. As for individually, Jeff Snyder goes 9 for 10 for 90%. JT goes 4 for 8 for 50%. As for John, he goes 6 for 10 for 60%. And Matt Nose goes 4 for 9 for 44%. We'll have to see what happens next for Top 10. They want a rematch, but they said they would not get another rematch. Going into this match, we'll have to see if anything changes. Maybe something crazy goes down at the live event coming up on the 16th. We'll have to see what happens there. But as for the Patriots, they played the winner of Modok versus Above the Line. They did play Above the Line at the Schmoedown Spectacular 2 and ended up getting the victory on that one. They also did play Modok at one point, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next with that. Modok, of course, the team formerly known as Rotten Tomatoes. So again, we'll have to see who they end up playing in their next title match. As for next week on the Schmoedown, we got Tuesday, we got the Inner Geekdom 5-way number 2. A lot of first-time competitors in this one. You got Dorian Parks, Alana Jordan, Jared Habon, Taylor Robinson, and Jamie Costa all doing battle in this Inner Geekdom Fatal 5-way match. The winner, of course, playing Mark Donica. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that match. Again, it's hard to judge who will win this one. I mean, I have some familiarity with Jamie Costa. I'm kind of leaning that way, but who knows what superstar will be born because Mark Donica came out of nowhere and is now one of the frontrunners in the Inner Geekdom division. And on Friday, we have the live event going on, but I will unfortunately not be able to make it down to Los Angeles to see that. So going up on the Schmoedown is going to be Ben Bateman taking on Dale the Dude. Of course, his rivalry started at the Schmoedown Spectacular, so we'll have to see how this plays out. I know Ben Bateman is probably the frontrunner going into it, but who knows? Again, there's so many wild cards that come out of these things, these new competitors. Maybe Dale the Dude will be one of those superstars born on that day. Now, as for our play of the week, that's got to go to Samm Levine in the speed round. He goes 5 for 5. I know it's kind of multiple questions, but it was very impressive to watch. See how fast he was on that buzzer. And again, Rachel knew a lot of these answers. She just couldn't quite get the speed that Samm Levine had on that buzzer, and that's why that's our play of the week. As for our misplay of the week, that of course has got to go to John Rocha and the whole Jane Fonda fiasco. Again, he should have been able to write that down a little bit quicker and not erase the board and just make it more legible. Again, it's part of the rules. Rocha knew the rules. Unfortunately, again, I'm a big top 10 supporter, and I wish this could have went his way, but unfortunately did not do so, and we'll have to see what happens next for top 10 moving forward. And our player of the week, it's got to go to Samm Levine. Again, played a very, very impressive match against Rachel Cushing, a very strong competitor, and again, was 16 for 18 for 89% of the questions he was asked. He was great in round 1. Both competitors were perfect round 2, perfect speed round, and didn't even have to get to that round number 5. So that does it for this week on Schmoedown Central. Let me know your thoughts, your predictions, your thoughts on my analysis, what happened in the Jane Fonda fiasco. Let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comment section below. Again, follow me on Twitter at 94BradThomas and Schmoedown Cent. See everything there. Keep you up to date with everything going on Schmoedown Central. Again, apologies for getting this up a little later. Next week will be a lot cleaner and hopefully be up on time, just because I'm not working quite as much this upcoming week, so that's great to see. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe to the channel for more episodes of Schmoedown Central each week. So that is it. I'll talk to y'all later.